Hello and welcome to Channels Book Club. My name is Olakunle Kasumo, and it's great to be on the show again. Now, who are the real heroes of Nigeria? Or you might want to say, who are the real heroes of the world? You know, we tend to talk about politicians and sportsmen and entertainers, and kudos to all of them. And every field is important at the end of the day. But how about a young man who was born as a kid, became blind, and since then has not been able to use his sight, yet went ahead all the way to getting a PhD degree? He's a lawyer and has written books. I meet people every day who say, oh, I want to write a book, I want to write a book, I want to write a book. And they've said that for 20 years or 30 years and never got to it. It is extremely hard writing a book. Talk less of writing about 20 books. As of February this year, he had written 19 books. I think by now, he should be done with his 20th and 21st at the pace at which he writes. Amazing young man, amazing story, inspiring. He's inspired thousands of people around the world with his story, full of energy, brilliant, intelligent, and yet that big physical impediment. At times, you just have to shut your eyes and see what the world looks like without this peer that a lot of us do not value a lot. Well, no more talking. Let's get to meet this amazing gentleman, Dr. Abiodun Michael.
Dr. Michael Abiodun is an alumnus of Pachelu School for the Blind and Partially Sighted, Surulere, Lagos, Federal Government College, Lagos, Ijaniki, and the University of Lagos, where he studied law. Despite being blind, Abiodun bagged a PhD in security, human rights, and UK anti-terrorism laws from the University of Aberdeen, and has authored books which include No One Saw It Coming, The End and the Start Point of the Black Man, and Memoirs of Wartime, amongst others. Abiodun joins Channels Book Club to discuss his experiences and literary works.
Dr. Abiodun, nice to have you on Channels Book Club.
Thank you for inviting me, sir.
It's great to have you here. I have to say that I'm very honored to be interviewing you, and I'm going to tell you why. You know, in Nigeria, we talk about heroes, and they're often the rich, the wealthy in business, the politicians, the sports stars, and so on. But when I learned about what you've been able to achieve, despite your physical limitations, I became a fan of yours. So well done.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
So let's dive in. How many books have you written now?
I have 25 of them right now.
25 books.
Yes. Yes, and 25.
And they are full-sized books. I mean, I have a number of them in front of me right here. I mean, we're not talking about pamphlets, are we? We're talking about real books.
Yes, real books.
Now,
I think the largest of them is 355 pages in soft copy, which is about 18 chapters. Every other one, the list chapter, the list one is 9 chapters. 9 chapters.
9 chapters. Incredible. And you started writing in 2016, if I'm right?
Yes. The first time I put pen on paper, and by pen and paper, I mean I started with my laptop typing my books was in 2016. And the first 2 were ready in 2017.
So as at 2015, you were not an author?
No, I was not.
And today you are an author with 25 books.
Yes.
Now you see why I call you a hero. Amazing, amazing. And you've done all that and much more without your eyes, your physical eyes, so to
Yes.
speak.
Yes, I'm a blind person, as you'll see on the screen. I lost my sight when I was about 5 years of age, and I've been blind since then.
Wow. I was going to ask you that question, and thank you for answering it even before I asked. I was going to ask you when did you lose your sight? Because I know there's a difference between when somebody is born without sight and when somebody loses sight at a particular age. Am I correct?
Absolutely, sir. Absolutely. Anyone born blind will never tell you that this is what a color looks like. I wasn't born blind. So if you tell me that you are putting on a blue shirt, I can tell you what I can easily revel with that, share commonality with that, because I know what color blue looks like at the age of 5. I know what it is, what white color is, what black color is, what yellow is, what red is. I cannot tell you some more complex colors, but those particular ones, I can tell you what they look like, because I was already in primary 1 before the trouble started. So, but somebody who has never been blind will never tell you what color looks like. No. In fact, I can tell you what a pregnant tummy looks like, because my mother had our last born in her tummy at the time, and I know what it looks like for a woman to be pregnant. So you're absolutely correct, sir.
Wow, incredible, incredible. And like you just said now, you studied up to PhD level with this
That's
condition.
right, sir.
How was that experience? I mean, for those of us who've never had it, it's almost impossible to fathom. But how can you provide us with a little bit of an insight into what was that like for you?
Well, the experiences were different, absolutely different, because my primary, secondary, and university education, including law school here in Abuja, everything was in Nigeria. But my master's and PhD was at the University of Aberdeen in Scotland, the United Kingdom. That was an absolutely different world, because I had machines doing the work for me. I just needed to sit down and read. But in Nigeria, I had to do the work and do the reading and go through the hassles of having to get friends to read class notes and textbooks to me, the hassles of having to put my class notes into Braille by myself. And Braille can be very, very much energy sapping. And then struggle to get these and that done was an arduous task. But success is never the end story for the achiever. I had PhD in view, and I knew I needed to get done properly with my first degree in order to have the dream of a PhD realized. So I didn't see them as obstacle. By the way, I'd always been taught by God to see him in every situation. So I didn't see them at the time as struggle. No, I didn't see them as arduous. No, I didn't see them as any stress. I saw them as normal things I needed to do so as to get to the finish line.
Wow. What an inspiring story you have there. So tell me, how does a man with sight challenge, a man who is blind, write 25 books? I need to understand that. How did you do that? Because even with your sight, writing a book, it's extremely tough.
A great question you've asked me, sir. But may I say that perhaps one of the I'm the fortunate one. Let's put it that way. My friends call me the special one. No, by far, I'm not the special one. There are people doing far greater things than myself. And I don't consider 25 books any feat of success. I'm sorry, sir, I don't. Somebody did ask me a question last week and wanted to know which is my best book so far. And my response was clear. I don't have any best written book. My best book is the unwritten book. I don't see myself special, but I consider myself the fortunate one. Fortunate one because, one, God has been on my side. Two, because God continues to give me inspiration. Three, because God continues to send people, lovely people, people who believe in me across my path. So I am the fortunate one. I say that very boldly and proudly. I'm proudly
one.
with expression of gratitude to God, you see. Wow. So how have I been able to get around 25 books? It's by certain principles. One, sir, I shun sleep. I shun sleep. Whenever there is a pursuit in view, sleep must be shunned, because I have the principle that says it is not sleep that defines what measure of hard work. What is the measure of hard work? No, it is hard work that defines sleep. And I came to a realization that by the time I turned 60 years of age, and I have been spending 8 hours in bed, then I would have spent 1/3 of my life sleeping. Because by the age of 60, I'm sleeping 8 hours daily, then I would have slept for 20 years by the age of 60. Now, I also came to the realization that even the remaining 40 years couldn't have been spent stricto sensu in hard work alone. No, there must be some other competing interests. So what then do I do? Redefine sleep.
Wow. Look, this has turned into a motivational, inspirational session. I didn't even bother to ask you questions again. No. I mean, you've really inspired me. I need to cut short my sleep from now on. Well, I think while we have not dug into the specifics of your writings and your books, I think we've had a good time today, and unfortunately, I have to end the interview right now. But I promise you and viewers out there that I'm going to bring you back. There's a lot more for us to talk about, and some of your books fascinate me a lot. For example, the end and the start point of The Black Man.
The Black Man.
Yes, I think we need to talk about this book. And I also like the fact that you have a varied, you write on varied topics. You're not streamlined. I'm seeing a book here, The Millionaire's Mindset. This is about finance. The one I just mentioned now, the end and the start point of The Black Man. And of course, your field, resolving the unsolved questions and contentions in international law, memoirs of wartime. This is almost like prophetic, the Russia-Ukraine war, and so many other things you've written about. But we have to end the show right now. I will ask you to come back and we can talk a lot more. Thank you very much for joining us on Channels Book Club.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for having me.
Pleasure. Thank you. Well, if you think you have challenges, after listening to Dr. Michael Abiodun, I'm sure you want to get out there and get cracking no matter what. Well, up next, the biggest prize, the biggest literary prize in Africa, the Nigeria Prize for Literature. Finally, for this year, the 3 short-listed authors have been announced. Now, out of these 3, one of them will take home the big prize, $100,000. Now, you just punch your numbers right now, considering the rate of Naira now. Convert $100,000 to Naira, you get an idea of what we're talking about. One of the things I love about this prize is the fact that it is symbolic. It is a prize that says literature, intellectualism, very, very important. Now, let's get to meet with the 3 short-listed authors for the Nigeria Prize for Literature this year. We look forward to which of the 3 will be taking home the big prize. That will be announced very soon. Before we round up the show today, let's get to meet with our reader and his book. Enjoy this.
My name is Cash Onodele, and my pen name is Aye Kouto. My book is Blood and the Arrow of Wits. Before dawn. If my horse hadn't stopped for a drink of the river, maybe I would have missed the tranquility this present moment brings. But I know from this vantage point, every step we take is towards the unresolved suzerain of chiefdoms and the arrows of wits cousins shoot in disunity, where they struggle to create the next generation of squabbling rulers. In the haze of Harmattan, I descended upon the wide rolling valley before me of mud shelters, scattered and red rooftops. The oxbow maneuver of the river below distinctly carves its partition of the 3 surrounding clans in hamlets around a hidden one. Yet, it is still the one nature's gift that draws the continuum of time and their relationships. Who knows if an apparition lurks behind its clouds? In this generation, maybe disunity will become unity. That we shall see soon. Some things I know and can tell you. There swirls around here tall tales of legends and murky rumors. In your little experience, you probably expect the legend to be an open secret and the rumor to live in the currency of its grapevine. Ironic, in Paraki, Mokwe, Calabar, and Alamo agrarian communities, the reverse is the case. The tall legend is cut short and kept by a few on oath. The rumor truly spurts in the currency of daily lives, not in grapevines. It is consumed in the openness of their Oja Oba marketplace. The legend I will reveal to you because you should know. It would help you to understand stories I'm about to share with you in these 4 books. It is your right to know. Centuries ago, there was a Yoruba king from a gateway community of people. He was much trusted among his people, a warrior leader in tribal wars, a just authority in times of peace. Despite this high regard, reputation, and respect, 10 years following his marriage, he had no child. To every deity, he had offered sacrifice that his wife may bring forth his son and heir to the throne. In those days, only male children rule after their fathers. In the days of old, any female first child born is sacrificed to maternity gods. It was believed to open the womb for other male children to come thereafter. In the 12th year of his childless marriage, King Obanta's wife became ill with morning sickness, a sure sign of good things to come in 8 months. Obanta consulted his seers, who confirmed that a child would be born, who will wear the crown. He was also told that this child will be born 1 month early because of the child's zest for life. When the child is born, he was instructed to tell no one of his birth for a month, to allow time for the gods of destinies to guide him. Both Obanta and Ajara, his wife, were anxious and excited to welcome their first child. Discreetly, they made birth plans and over time surrounded themselves with sworn and trusted aides. Obanta made quiet promises to God of his fathers. If this child lives, he shall protect and lead the child in all ways. He would make bountiful sacrifices in each season: yam, flour, fruit, and palm. He wasn't shocked when his mother declared, "Your wife, Ajara, is safe," but slightly shivered and shaken when she said, "And so is your beautiful daughter." His perplexed countenance was joyful and wrinkled, or shall we say, wrinkled joyfully, as he repeated several times under breath, "Mother did say daughter, didn't she?" Unimaginable, unspoken, abominable was what rang through his mind and wordless, palpitating lips. After several rounds in the flower garden, he calmed himself, but remained speechless. Odua, his father before him, had taught him as a king, he must learn to listen more than he speaks whenever the unexpected happens. What we have listened to is a short introduction to how a king is facing odds he never expected to face, and we're about to launch into how he deals with the challenges and the mysteries presented to him by the seers. Cash Onodele Ayekoto is my name, and the book is part 1 of 4 in the Blood of Freedoms, and this one is called Blood and the Arrow of Wit.
This is where we have to end the show. As always, we'll be delighted to get your feedback through any of our social media platforms displayed on your screen. My name is Olakunle Kasumo. Remember, one great book and change your life. Bye-bye.